That's a lot of gaming.
People some all-nighters.
That is... I don't think people understand how much gaming that is. All right, everybody, welcome back to Parents vs. Gaming. This is episode 61. I'm here with my host, Killa Kane. My name is James III. You can find us both on Twitch and me on another platform as I'm testing out right now. I'm not sure I'm going to stay with it, but I definitely wanted to get the bells and whistles, and we're going to dive into that. But first, I want to introduce you to Killa, and Killa is going to tell you where you can find us because we do record this once a month. We record 4 episodes. You can find us on all audio platforms and on YouTube on Parents vs. Gaming. We do have a Facebook page that's slowly getting up to date as well. If you want to find us there under Parents vs. Gaming, plus Twitter, Instagram, all that, you can find us everywhere on the socials. But one Sunday a month, we record all the month's episodes that we release every Monday on Killa's Twitch channel. So Killa, I'll turn it over to you. You can let people know where to find you and what else you do on your channel.
Okay. So you can find me at twitch.tv/KillaKane0801. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm on Twitch. I play a variety of games. I'm usually live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Those are my set days. And then once a month on Sunday, I will be live as well because we stream our podcast and record it live. So if you want to see the backs, like what happens behind the scenes and the goofy stuff that happens and the technical difficulties.
Lots of technical difficulties.
You can definitely catch us there as well once a month. But yeah, so we kind of, so I have my set days. I do sprinkle in some baking streams as well during the week. But those are kind of usually up in the air and depend on how I feel. And they're usually mid-morning to midday is usually when I start those. But yeah, my set days are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Hey, I like it's a little bit all over the place. So they can catch up with you if they want to do like just chatting when we do the podcast. Yes. They can catch up with you if they're into competitive games or story games. Mm-hmm. And then they can catch up with you and learn how to bake.
Yes.
So it's all
I'm all over the place, okay? I am all over the place. It's just who I am.
So today, I know we do a lot of Parents versus Gaming stuff, and we talk a little bit about how to help you with your kids and kind of what they're doing. And some things we jump into is a lot of kids, as they start to get a little bit older, they want to stream.
Yes.
Everyone's excited about they watch their favorite streamers on Twitch or YouTube. And I'm sure if you're a parent listening to this, you're like, what are you even talking about? I have no idea. So there is a new streaming service that has thrown their hat in the ring. And this does happen a lot. You had Mixer for a while, which was owned by Microsoft. Mm-hmm. I think it started as like Boom or Boost or something like that, and then it became Mixer. And Mixer, got some high-profile people like Shroud and Ninja. I'm sure a lot of parents have heard the name Ninja thrown around by their kids. Mixer eventually folded, shuffled everyone over to Facebook, and Facebook Gaming doesn't have an app anymore, and Facebook Gaming is very difficult to use, and there's only a handful of really popular streamers on there, and it's not very intuitive, and it doesn't have a lot of growth and discoverability. Of course, you've got YouTube, which is great for content creation. You can find your YouTube videos, but for someone that wants to go live, again, if you're not one of the top streamers, the discoverability on YouTube is difficult. So that always leads you back to Twitch, which seems to be the easiest. Of course, TikTok and things like that. If you can get enough followers, you can go live and broadcast your gameplay on TikTok. Yeah. I learned today why people set up a camera and show the TV of them on live TikTok. It's very easy to go live on TikTok from your phone. You have to be a top person on TikTok, way up in the higher percentile, to be able to stream key your TikTok like the way we're doing it right now on Twitch. For those that are watching there, or on my personal Facebook page as well, I'm doing the same thing. So Twitch is kind of always, no matter what happens, it just seems to be the top dog. Yeah. Now, the biggest issue with Twitch is when you start making money when you're streaming, and it can be as much as little as $100 a month to thousands, hundreds of thousands if you're a top streamer, right?
Yeah.
Now, most of the money comes from ad revenue, and it comes from the split from subs. Now, the way a sub works on Twitch, I believe it's a 50-50 split.
Yes.
Killa, right? So if someone subs with their, and what's great if you're watching this and you don't know this, if you have Amazon Prime, you have one free Twitch sub every month. So what you should definitely do is go give it to Kia. That'd be great.
Aw.
It's going to help. Or you're more than welcome to drop it on me, but I know Kia's a little bit more full-time streamer than I am, so Kia is definitely going to love that. But it doesn't just auto-renew, so you got to do it every month, but it's a one free Twitch. It's called Twitch Prime, and that's free with your Amazon Prime subscription. Now, a sub is typically what, $4.99 on Twitch?
Yes.
And a sub gives you 30 days sub to a channel with there's no more ads. If you're sub to someone, plus
and
the streamer can do to their emotes and things like that. There's a lot of really cool things that a streamer can do to make their stream more interactive. Then you've got the ad revenue and you get that. But the problem with Twitch, and everyone complains about it, is that so someone pays $5 to sub to your channel, Kia. You only see $2.50 of that, $2.50.
Yeah.
Twitch is very intuitive, very easy to use once you kind of learn the ropes on it. It's probably the easiest streaming platform to use. But everyone complains about the 50%. And it's kind of like you accept donations on your channel as well, Kia, right? There's a donation button. So you could donate to a streamer, which you'll still have ads when you watch their channel. But when you donate to someone, they get all of it.
Yeah.
So it's almost kind of like now you feel weird as a streamer to constantly ask for donations versus subs, because if I'm going to pay $5, I wish the whole $5 went to you, right? Not just $2.50. But it's just kind of the way it goes on. Ender is actually jumping in on the Facebook channel right now, and he says infrastructure is expensive. True. That is where the other part of it goes. It's not like Twitch can't just host live streaming for free because it costs money to do this, right? So,
and I think a lot of people that's where I think a lot of people don't understand is it does actually cost money to do this. It's not something that's free.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any knowledge of how to run stuff like this, then you coming in and saying, well, they should just give you more money because they don't, what are they doing with it? You sound ignorant because you don't know. You obviously don't know and haven't done your research on what it takes to do these types of things and run this type of company.
Now, the interesting thing is, because a lot of streamers are complaining, for months, there's always someone that's like, oh, we're going to make our own platform. We're going to make our own platform. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks to some highly backed people, a new platform arose.
Yes.
And we will jump over to that real quick to check this out. Now, this is called Kick. And Kia, have you been on Kick too much at all? Have you tried it at all?
No.
So the first thing,
have friends that have. No.
So the first thing I want to let you guys know, Kick is backed by, I can't remember the name of the actual company, but their biggest model is gambling. So the thing that they want to hook you into is gambling. That's where they make all their money. They're not probably making anything on their game streaming service. So that the first red flag that comes up to me, and Key, you can give your 2 cents as well.
It's called Stake.
Stake is
thank you, Dan.
who has them and tons of live gambling. You can see the slots in the casinos as one of the categories right there, but just that's kind of where they get all their money. So what Kick decided to do is they want to steal the Twitch streamers. They want to steal that audience. Mm-hmm. They are offering all streamers a 95-5 split. So you get 95% of that sub money. So immediately, most streamers that are probably mid-tier especially, that feel like they've capped out on Twitch and also feel like they can get their audience to move with them. And that's not too bad to do sometimes. They want to go to Kick, or they're streaming on both now because Twitch does allow that. And the first red flag that does come up to me, Kia, is just the fact that where all the money that they're making is coming from the gambling and the casino side of all the things, and not even the stream, it has nothing to do with streaming, just what Stake is. I can't imagine that they're going to continually update this. And I know Ender has talked about that too, that they just don't have, it's kind of like Facebook and YouTube. It's like, they don't make any money off streaming, so they stopped putting all the resources into it. So how long until this does the same thing?
Yes. So that's been my biggest thing is they have stuck out like a big flashy sign, right? That's what they do. What do companies do when they're trying to get your attention? They give you the biggest, flashiest sign they can to grab your attention and get you to come in. And I feel like that's what Kick is doing. The 95.5 is amazing. It's beautiful. That's a great split. But the problem with that is it's not going to last. There's not a possibility of it lasting. Because yes, their main source of income to back this, right, is from gambling. But that is never a guarantee itself. So they're eventually going to have to change that. Now, how soon they change it, who knows? That's the biggest thing, is you never know if they're going to have to change it quickly or if it's going to be a few years down the road. And now I would love for it to stay that way. Like, I would love for them to prove me wrong, that it stays at 95.5 and that they don't ever have to touch it. But another thing is like you said, are they even going to attempt to make and put anything into this streaming site when they're really not making any money off of it? What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be some sort of hook where, you know, they're going to try to take that audience and turn them towards the gambling side. I don't know how you do that. I don't know if it's like kind of like you go to a casino and you sign up for their rewards program and you get $200 worth of slots that you can only use in the slot. So maybe they start giving you know, there's all kinds of things I'm sure that they could probably come up with. The other thing that, and we can talk about this, I know you're a mod for a number of streamers. Twitch has a lot of terms of service. You know, the hot tub stream took off for a while, but they start cracking down. Twitch cracks down on a lot of inappropriate things, what kind of content you have, what kind of people that are in your audience and things like that. Kick doesn't have that. One of the appeals to Kick is that you can basically
get away with
do whatever you want.
And that's been another thing, and actually one of the other people brought it up, Keisha brought it up, is Kick's moderation and privacy rules are extremely shady.
And one, I mean, look, right out there on the front, like, one of the pools, hot tubs, and bikinis is one of the categories.
Yes.
So you talk about your kids jumping into this, getting on Kick. It's a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, there's already been porn show up a few times.
So Kick is just a lot easier for your kids to go down the wrong rabbit hole compared to Twitch. I got a long statement from Ender here. So let me see here. Ender says, when the investor dollars dry up because they don't make a profit, Twitch did just have to lay off 600 people. They're looking internal, not just screwing streamers to get costs low, so these 0 to 1 person streamers can still stream. So that's the thing. If you only average 0 to 1 people on Twitch, Twitch is still letting you stream. But how, you know, to Ender's point, are you going to start seeing places like Kick and all that? Like, if you don't average like more than 5 to 10 streamers where they're not making some sort of ad revenue off of you at all, are they gonna let you keep streaming to 0 to 1 people? I mean, you do got to think about how many. You know, when I stream, I'm in the 0 to 3 range constantly. Like, somebody has to pay for me to be able to stream, right? Like, I'm not paying for that. So how long until that? So I like Ender's point on that. It can get pretty crazy, and like he said, Twitch just laid off 600 people. And it's because of the cost of what's going on. And by laying off 600 people, that still allows that 0 to 1 streamer to still go. So what's interesting is I have seen a lot of people coming out, you know, it's horrible. Look what Twitch is doing. They just laid off all these people. This is ridiculous. They need to keep them employed. And that's the same person that's streaming 9 hours a day to 0 to 1 audience viewer.
Yeah. So I've had a few people in chat. I know we said we talked about the sketchy moderation and privacy rules. In most places, that's kind of a thing for a lot of places. Then someone also was saying, Demi was saying, hi Key, though, look at Twitch in incognito mode, and it's all hot tub all the time. And then Shock also said, unfortunately, most platforms we use have really shady privacy / data rules too, especially Discord. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Phaser also said they've already seen explicit content on Kick the first day they opened it. And Shock also goes on, he said, I think it's equal, even same for Twitter slash Instagram, social media just loves forcing borderline inappropriate content in everyone's faces. And I have to kind of agree with him on that one. I do feel like that happens quite often with social media. I do feel like they like to do that type of stuff.
Now, I want to jump into this too, and we can go back to your chat a little bit here, but I want to show, if you go to the creator dashboard, it is interesting. Immediately, as soon as you go in, updates to starting your stream, it kind of tells you about, you must set your stream info before. It lets you know, set up your info before you start. You'll get your stream key and everything. You can put that into OBS or Slob, Streamlabs for those people that wonder what Slobs is, or whatever hosting platform you use. Once you click on this, what's interesting is this is basically Twitch's interface. It's almost identical, right? They just repainted it green, but this is Twitch. Everything in here was super easy for me to use because they just took Twitch's interface and did exactly the same thing. So that I thought was interesting. They do have, you've got your community, so you can add moderators, which is going to be super important. They've got badges and emotes, and it's literally the same thing. Well, the interesting thing the only thing they have right now though is affiliate, and it is easy to get affiliate. You need 75 followers, and you got to stream for 5 hours.
5 hours. Okay, I thought it was a lot more than that.
No, 5 hours streaming and 75 followers. They don't even have the rule where you need to, and that enables subscriptions.
Average viewers.
Where Twitch requires you to have the 3 average viewers over a 24-hour period. Yes.
And you only have to have 50 followers.
And then even on your channel, if you go to your channel here, it's if I just showed you a screenshot of that, you would think that was Twitch.
Yeah.
It's got the about, the videos, the clips, the chat.
Why change it? Why change something that's not broken? If it works, why change it? So, they literally just copy pasted Twitch over and changed the color.
No, what's interesting is I can put up a handful of these little small videos on Twitch right now. And I always find it interesting because Twitch will be like, after a couple of days, it'll say 34 views. And I'm like, did people really go back and watch this VOD? I don't feel like they did. Probably bots. But I will say there's a couple of wins for Kick that maybe Twitch can learn. And I don't know if it's possible. But follow for follow, you can get permabanned on Kick if you do the follow for follow. And they catch you catch you doing that.
Okay.
So it's interesting the content that they allow go, but then there are some reasons that they have banned. So follow for follow is a big no-no on Kick. And also
Kick is also allowing the
view bots they don't
bot
have.
Viewers. No, they're allowing it.
Okay.
Yes, they're allowing it. He even said they were allowing it, as long as it wasn't something crazy. I remember Shock telling me about it. As long as it wasn't some crazy number, like I think 10,000 or something like that. As long as it wasn't that, and which is what that person averaged as viewers. So of course he doesn't want somebody to be at that average. You know what I mean? So yeah, what? That's crazy. Okay. So apparently my chat decided to go crazy after that. Okay. So even on Steam, I have adult content filter and exploit off, yet there's still games that are right on the border. Ooh, yeah. And that's on Steam.
Yeah.
That's a gaming. Okay, so Phaser, the amount of gore, nudity, weird content that happens on Twitter makes me disgusted. Okay, see, I'm not on Twitter enough to see that type of shit. Like, honestly.
Well, the problem is, even Ender kind of points this out. He says, look, they would not push the content if people didn't watch it. It's an algorithm that decides. So the problem is as soon as you look at one of those, if you look at one of those, the algorithm just kills you with it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Even if you do it, even
if it's a misclick, it doesn't matter. Like if it's right there in your face, even your first time getting on Kick, right? And that's what you start seeing.
Yeah.
It's your first time. You've just created an account.
Yeah.
And you already seeing stuff like that. How is that? That's not okay. Let's see. Demi here said the age of anonymity on the internet will be over in the next 20 years, guaranteed. That's the only thing that can help all this junk. In China, you already have to register for games with an ID. People need to think about the kids more. I agree, honestly, with that. I feel like that's the biggest issue with things. I definitely don't recommend you let your kids start streaming on Kick. Personally, I don't feel it's not something you should do.
Yeah. I will say this. If you want to try out, if you're a streamer, you want to jump into streaming, especially if you're new, listen, don't completely dismiss it. It can be a good place to get a start. If you don't want to do Facebook, or maybe you feel like Twitch is too bogged down. There's not as many people streaming on Kick right now, so it's easier to get noticed on some of your games that you might like to play. So, but the thing is that it just reinforces to me that content is king. Streaming should be something that you like to do for fun, where you think you can build a small community. Building your content, which is probably going to be back to YouTube, is probably always going to be king. And doing the stream, if you're not doing it just for fun and like extra supplement, or a place for people that watch your content, a place for them to come and check you out because they're enjoying the content you're deciding to put out there, that to me, that's probably the best way to get into the streaming game nowadays. It's just so over the top that it's really hard to build any kind of community anymore. But first of all, don't hate on anyone. That if you don't like Kick and you think it's completely horrible, that's okay. Don't trash someone just for wanting to try Kick. And it's okay if you don't have any interest in it. But it does look to me, and Ender can give his opinion as well. I think that it could be Twitch is probably still going to remain the top. I don't think that Kick is going to push them out of the way. I just don't see it happening.
I don't think it will either. I think that it is what it is. I mean, I have friends that are on Kick, and I've even said it, like, it's okay to not put all your eggs in one basket if you want to do multiple. And as a Twitch affiliate, you can actually duo stream. You can stream on another platform.
Yeah.
It's only Twitch partners that have the restriction that they have to wait. I think it's a minimum of 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken, because my friend Demi, she is a Twitch partner and does the same. So she is streaming on Kick now as well, and has actually been thinking about making the full switch. Now, for her, it might be a little easier as far as her community switching over there to support her, because she has such a large community. But it's also one of those things, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm one of her mods on both Kick and Twitch. And I don't mind I don't mind moderating on either of them. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I just enjoy being around her in general. But this is also her full-time job. She doesn't have another job. So for her, honestly, it almost makes sense because of the money being more there for her right now. I can understand the want to move because this is her full-time job. She doesn't have another full-time job. She doesn't have a job outside of this. This is what she does for a living. So I can say for people that are partners, or like this is their job, like they don't do anything else, I can 100% understand that, like, oh wow, that's even more money, and that will help me even more as far as a living goes. Because let's face it, things are getting expensive.
Yeah. And
just everyday general things are getting expensive. And so for her to have that extra, like, I mean, if that's where she wants to move to, then I'll be there for her. But if she decides to stay with Twitch and keep going, like, then that's fine too. I'll stay with her no matter where she's at. But it's just like, I get the appeal because this is her full-time gig.
Yeah. And Ender brought up another good point here. He's going to be right there in the camp of Twitch is probably going to remain king. And the biggest reason you can point out to is if someone was going to take them down, it would probably have been YouTube or Facebook gaming. And they have more money and they didn't put the resources into the live streaming side of things because it's not profitable. It just isn't. Twitch is the only one that constantly puts the resources for as little as what people think that they do. I still think that they do the best job. And again, it comes back to what we said at the beginning of this episode. Is Kick are they going to put the resources into the streaming as it starts to grow in popularity and take off? I mean, if you compare Twitch to Kick right now, the viewers on some of these top games, Call of Duty, Fortnite, it's way more on Twitch. So it does help that Kick has the app, but I just don't think you're going to see the ease of discoverability as you can find on Twitch. And it's just more household. It's just more, it's integrated into everything. So like I said, don't like completely hate Kick or anything like that, but
I definitely don't
Twitch is probably going to be
like, I get it. I understand people's I understand that too, and it's a new thing, so why wouldn't people want to try it out or jump on that train, right? It's new. But yeah, so something Demi said, and it's very true. The thing is, other people's content doesn't represent her. I know that she knows that she can bring a good thing wherever she goes, and it kind of doesn't matter what other people are doing, and it's very true. Just because she's streaming on Kick doesn't necessarily mean that she's part of any of that other stuff that's happening on it, right?
Yeah,
she's
absolutely.
trying to bring something else into it. She's trying to bring better stuff to it, and that I commend anybody for. Because that negative, I think a lot of it too with streaming is a lot of people get that negative mindset. And it's not good. And I know with Twitch, like the thing is like they have rules, right? Like you can't do certain things, like it's not okay,
absolutely.
like it's inappropriate. And I know with Kick, they did have an incident with one of their top streamers, saying some derogatory and very negative words. I will not repeat them.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna. I know the streamer you're talking about. I'm not even gonna bring attention to who it is. It's not even.
Yeah,
worth it.
no. I'm not even talking. Like, I'm not gonna say who it was, but apparently the one of the head people, maybe the co-owner or something, did talk to this person, and told them that if they ever do it again, they will be permanently banned. So,
all right, Kia.
Hopefully that will settle things down.
So we're gonna wrap,
put some more rules
we're gonna wrap this episode up, but I do want to give some parenting tips on this. And Ender, if you're still in the chat, I'd love to hear your opinion. I'll read that off on here as well after Kia gives her opinion. But Kia, when it comes to parenting and allowing your kid to maybe watch content or maybe start streaming as they get a little bit older, I just want to stick to two of them: Twitch versus Kick. Would you be, what's your opinion or what's your parenting advice to someone as far as their kid when it comes to Kick? Is it stay away? Is it allow them to do it? Do you just let them do Twitch? Your opinion on this?
My opinion, as of right now, I would have them stay away from it. Only for the fact that it seems like there's some things that are just, until they can set maybe some more rules or things that they can regulate a little more. I feel like it's just not a good place. But in general, with kids, I always feel like you should definitely always be there when they're wanting to look or find something, because you need to be able to view the content they're watching.
Yeah.
Because I know okay, so for I did notice with Kick as well as for Twitch, they do have it set that if you set your stream for 18 and older, you have to actually click on it and say, yes, I want to continue watching. So I did notice that about Kick, and I'm very thankful for that. But there's people that probably won't set that, and it should be. But honestly, I would probably just stick with Twitch. That's just my personal opinion as of right now, until I can see better things in the future for it. But also, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to kids, you should definitely be there when they're trying to, whether it's on Twitch, Kick, wherever. I think you need to be there in general, just to make sure that they're not getting into something they shouldn't be.
Ender says he thinks all the parental controls apply to streaming and then only friends can watch. He might be wrong. He mentioned Facebook gaming, so I'm not sure if he's trolling or he's trying to be funny, or he just think that it's on that. But he also agrees with you. He says that he seconds Kia, so he agrees with that. I'm the same. When it comes to your kids, I think keep them away from Kick. I don't think Kick is something that I would be comfortable throwing on my phone and letting my kids scroll through. Of course, my kid's only 2.5, so he's definitely not doing that. But until they're old enough to kind of know what they're doing, Twitch is a little bit more. You'll probably know who the streamer is or know who they are. You can look into it. But I would just stick to like YouTube content that's probably already been recorded or something like that. If they're into Minecraft, look up Top Kids Minecraft tips on YouTube, stuff like that. There's so much content out there. I don't even think it's worth letting your kids dive into it anyways. But if you were determined and they wanted to stick with one, I would definitely be a lot more comfortable with Twitch, letting them scroll through Twitch than I ever would with Kick. So when it comes to the parents and the tips on that's my feedback as well. So with that, guys, thank you guys so much. If you are watching the live recording of this, we'll be back to record our third of 4 episodes tonight. But everyone else, if you're listening on audio, again, you can find us everywhere. Please download the audio, whether it's on iTunes or Apple Podcast or Spotify. Please download. You can literally delete it as soon as you download it. That's how they track them. So that would be great. Any comments that you guys can put on the audio platforms on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, that helps tremendously. I don't even care if your comment is James sucks and Kia is amazing. It doesn't matter. Just put some sort of comment. It'd be really, really helpful. Ender, do not put that in one of our podcast stuff. I feel like Ender's already there trying to text it in somewhere. Yeah.
He's already doing it.
If you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, all that. It really, really does help. We appreciate you guys following us. And with that being said, my name is James. This is Kia. This was episode 61, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you very much.